Hello everyone, my name is Ijanova Anggana and welcome to this video. Today, today we're diving into a topic that has recently shaken not only communities in Sumatra but also the national economy of Indonesia. The economic impacts of the recent floods across Sumatra. These floods, which struck several provinces in late November 2025, caused a massive destruction. But beyond the visible damage, there are deeper economic consequences that affect households, farmers, business, and even Indonesia's GDP. So, let's explore what really happened and why the economic impact is so significant. First, what happened? Floods and landslides hit multiple regions across Sumatra, especially Aceh, North Sumatra, and West Sumatra. Days of intense rainfall trigger overflowing rivers, damaged infrastructure, transportation routes, and thousands of homes. Many areas were completely cut off due to collapsed bridges and submerged highway. Agricultural fields were destroyed and entire communities were forced to evacuate. This wasn't just a local disaster, it was a large-scale event that disrupted economic activities across the island. 2. Staggering economic losses. What do the numbers say? According to studies from economic research institutions such as Celios, the total economic loss is estimated at around 68 trillion rupiah. To put that into perspective, first is that's equivalent to 0.29% of Indonesian national GDP. 2. It reflects damage to homes, agriculture, transportation networks, and public facilities. 3. It also includes indirect losses such as income disruption, market closures, and increases in logistic costs. This number isn't just a statistic, it represents families losing their livelihoods, farmers losing harvests, and business losing weeks of productivity. 3. Impact on regional and national economy. The flood created ripple effect across Sumatra and the rest of Indonesia. Transportation and logistic disruption. Key roads and bridges collapsed or really heavily damaged. This caused delays in the movement of goods like food, fuel, and raw materials. When logistics slowed down, the entire economy failed. Price rise, supplies decrease, and business struggle to operate. B. Agricultural losses. Sumatra is one of Indonesia's major agricultural regions. Polluted rice fields, damaged plantation, and lost livestock mean lower food production, reduced farmer income, potential increase on food price nationally. Agriculture doesn't recover overnight. Damaged soil and broken irrigation system can slow production for months. C. Housing and public infrastructure damage. Thousands of homes were destroyed or severely damaged. Reconstruction requires huge financial resources from both households and local government. Meanwhile, repairing public infrastructure like school, bridges, and health facilities will take months if not years. D. Slower local economic activity. Small business, warungs, markets, workshops often suffer the most. When people lose income, purchasing power drops. When roads are blocked, buyers can come. This creates a chain reaction that slows economic recovery. 4. Why was the damage so huge? The scale of the disaster wasn't only due to rainfall. Several underlying factors made the situation worse. First is environmental degradation, such as deforestation and land conversion reduce the land's ability to absorb water. B. Poor drainage system in many urban areas contributed to heavy flooding. C. High population density in vulnerable areas increased the number of impacted households. D. Dependence on road-based logistics, meaning once the roads were gone, the economic froze. This disaster reminds us of how environmental issues and economic vulnerabilities are deeply connected. 5. Social and economic consequences for communities. Beyond the national numbers, the people of Sumatra are facing long-term challenge. Many families lost their source of income: farmers, fishermen, small shop owners, drivers, and daily workers. Increased cost of living. When supply chains are disrupted, the price of basic goods often rise. Our communities already struggling, this becomes a serious burden. Government financial pressure. Local and central government must allocate huge budgets for first, emergency response, 2, housing repairs, 3, infrastructure reconstruction, 4, social assistance. This can reduce funding for other important sectors like education and public services. Next is long-term recovery. Even after the water recedes, recovery is slow. Rebuilding roads, restoring farms, and re-establishing economic activities may take months or longer. 6. Lessons and what we can do moving forward. This flood teaches us several important lessons. First is environmental protection is essential. Stronger forest management and sustainable land use can reduce the severity of floods. 2. Stronger infrastructure is needed. Roads, bridges, and drainage system need to be flood resilient, especially in high-risk area. 3. Better disaster preparation can save life and the economy. Early warning system, evacuation plans, and community awareness programs make a big difference. 4. National cooperation matters. Disaster like this remind us that recovery requires support from all Indonesian donations, volunteering, awareness, and policy advocacy. So that's a closer look at the economic impact of the recent flood in Sumatra. It's a reminder that natural disasters don't just wash away buildings, they wash away livelihoods, opportunities, and stability. I hope this video helps you understand the scale of the damage and the importance of better environmental and disaster management. Thank you for watching.